All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, again. My name is Jay, and today we're gonna go over 10 ways the alcohol industry puts us under their influence. But first, if you care about your own sobriety journey as much as we do, we have hundreds of videos on the topics of sobriety and self-improvement, so make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. All right, let's get started. Warning, this episode will include a lot of visual references to alcohol and alcoholic products. Be advised. So first, let's talk about how much money is spent on alcohol advertising. Globally, the alcohol industry spends $10 billion annually across all advertising platforms. The alcohol industry also sponsors concerts and festivals, sporting events, sports leagues, and more. In the United States alone, over $2 billion is spent on alcohol advertising annually. So let's put that into perspective. As of 2024, there are approximately 135 million adults of legal drinking age in the United States. That means that for every adult just in the United States, the alcohol industry spends roughly $15 per person just to advertise their products. Then there's the matter of product placement in television shows and movies. In the US, the alcohol industry spends a significant amount of money on product placement in movies and TV shows to enhance their brand's visibility, which engages audience in a more subliminal manner. So let's quickly go over 10 ways that the alcohol industry is influencing the public with their manipulative advertising strategies. The first way that the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is celebrities and influencers. The alcohol industry often uses popular figures to endorse their products. Celebrities that you saw in the thumbnail, like George Clooney, Ryan Reynolds, and Jay-Z, all made a handsome profit from selling their stake in liquor companies that they represented and also owned. Other notable celebrities include Matthew McConaughey, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Conor McGregor, LeBron James, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, Drake, Kendall Jenner, and Justin Timberlake, just to name a few. Seeing somebody that you admire drinking a certain brand of alcohol can easily influence the general public to also purchase those brands of choice. The second way that the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is normalization. Alcohol ads show their beverages as a natural part of everyday life, whether it's having a beer after work or maybe wine with dinner or cocktails on a night out. These ads make it seem like drinking is just what you do. This normalization can make it harder to see excessive drinking as a problem, especially when it seems like everyone else is doing it. That's why we often talk about the concept of normalizing the process of sobriety, because it's definitely going to take some practice to unlearn all the normalized associations to drinking alcohol. The third way that the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is the glamour factor. Alcohol ads often show fun, high-energy scenes with attractive people having a great time. The message is clear. If you want to have fun, be more attractive, and be more fascinating, you need to drink. This can be especially influential on younger audience who are still forming their own identities. Speaking of which, the fourth way that the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is speaking to younger audiences. Apparently, I was the last person on earth to see Stranger Things. But one of the Stranger Things that I actually noticed was how often they promoted underage drinking. Even going so far as in season 2, episode 5, the two high schoolers were hanging out with a creepy reporter drinking vodka and crashing at his house. Despite regulations, targeting youth and vulnerable populations are designed in ways that appeal to younger people. Ways of rebellion, independence, bright colors, catchy music, music videos, and influencers all have an influence on younger audiences. And this is incredibly problematic because it can lead to early alcohol use and potential addiction. On top of that, a lot of younger kids don't have the proper information about how to drink properly or in moderation and are often introduced to drinking excessively. The fifth way that the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is the association with success and sophistication. How many of you remember that Dos Equis ad? He is the most interesting man in the world. Advertisements often depict alcohol as a key part of a successful and sophisticated lifestyle. You'll see well-dressed people at elegant parties, often implying that drinking is a sign of high status. This can make people believe that to fit in or to succeed that they need to drink. Speaking of which, in contrary to sophisticated lifestyles and alcohol consumption, did you know that studies show that the lower the education level a person has, the more likely they are to consume and abuse alcohol? A person with a postgraduate degree is 5.5 times less likely to abuse alcohol than somebody who's illiterate. The sixth way the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is sports and other cultural events. Have you ever wondered why basically every guy that you ever met associates football with having a cold one? Well, that's probably because Anheuser-Busch has an annual sponsorship of the National Football League valued at approximately $250 million, making it the largest single sponsorship deal in the sports industry. That was a tongue twister. In 2024, Anheuser-Busch also struck a deal with the UFC worth $105 million annually. The UFC deal gives Anheuser-Busch additional brand visibility to more than 700 million fans in 170 countries. You'll see alcohol brands sponsoring major sporting leagues, music festivals, and events. This not only increases their visibility, but also associates alcohol with these popular events. It's a subtle way of saying that drinking is part of the action. The seventh way that the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is creating emotional connections. Alcohol ads often tell heartwarming stories of friendship, love, vacations, and celebrations. They tap into our emotions to create a positive association with their product. This can make us feel like alcohol is a necessary part of these meaningful moments. The eighth way that the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is legislation. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again, get money out of politics. When did by the people and for the people become by the lobbyist and for the corporations? The alcohol industry spends millions on lobbying to influence laws and regulations in their own favor, often fighting against measures that could reduce alcohol consumption. From 1998 to 2020, the total lobbying expenditure by the alcohol industry was around $550 million. These efforts are aimed at shaping policies and regulations that are more favorable to the alcohol industry. On top of that, lobbyist money can also be used to conduct research, such as producing and distributing studies and reports, such as those highlighting supposed health benefits. Now, you might have seen articles and advertisements that highlight the benefits of a glass of red wine for your heart or maybe a beer for your stress levels. While some studies suggest that moderate drinking might have certain benefits, these ads often oversimplify and exaggerate the claims, which can be very misleading. Remember all the times that you've said or you've heard somebody say that a glass of red wine is heart healthy? Well, that's because red wine has resveratrol. Resveratrol has antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties to protect you against diseases like cancer, diabetes, and Alzheimer's disease. However, studies have shown that to get the benefits of resveratrol that's in red wine, you would need to drink 100 to 500 glasses of red wine to equal the doses of resveratrol that improve health. But you don't need to be a doctor to know that drinking 100 to 500 glasses of red wine will land you in the emergency room. In other words, a human being can't possibly consume the amount of resveratrol needed naturally to actually see the health benefits. So we're gonna label that misinformation as alcohol industry propaganda. The ninth way the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is strategic placement and timing. Alcohol ads are placed where they're most likely to be seen, like during primetime TV, online videos, social media feeds, and even at eye level in stores. The timing of these ads, especially around the holidays or weekends, is designed to maximize their impact. And before we get to number 10, stick around because we have one more bonus example that I bet you're not educated to. Oh, and by the way, if you're learning something so far, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. The 10th way the alcohol industry puts us under their influence is discounts and promotions. Offering buy one, get one deals, exclusive mugs, cups, bottles, vintages, small batches, signature series, and merchandise, as well as happy hours and limited time discounts. All of these examples can make alcohol more attractive and encourage people to buy more than they normally would. And it's a straightforward yet effective tactic to boost sales. All right, we told you there was one more bonus example of how the alcohol industry puts us under their influence, and that is educational programs. Some brands go as far to sponsor educational programs, subtly inserting their logos and messages into the school materials. Anheuser-Busch, known for its Budweiser brand, sponsors various scholarships. I bet you didn't know that. It's okay, I didn't know either. These scholarships are particularly aimed at supporting minority students, community initiatives, as well as grants and scholarships for military families. Diageo, the company behind brands like Casamigos, Johnnie Walker, and Guinness, has funded educational grants and scholarships often through partnerships with educational institutions and nonprofit. And Heineken has supported scholarships and educational programs, particularly those focused on sustainability and social responsibility. So now that you're better educated on some of the ways that the alcohol industry has put us under their influence, it's a great time to remind you that once we know better, it's our job to do better. So what do you think of today's video? Did you learn something? I know I did. So don't forget to leave us a comment in the comment section down below. By the way, is it much more obvious to you now when you stop and think just how often that you see people in TV and movies drink? Or how about your favorite athletes and celebrities? Or what about when you're watching the game? And if you haven't yet, don't forget to show your support for everybody here in this sobriety community by giving this video a thumbs up. But if you're ready to binge watch another one of our amazing videos, don't forget to click the link in the top corner of this screen. And with that, I want to wish you good luck on your self-improvement journey, and I will see you in the next video.
If you want to see another one of our videos, click here.